What's up, truck fans? Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen two grown men almost come to blows over which truck is better? I have, multiple times. And I'm not talking about some random internet argument. I'm talking about real people, face to face, ready to defend their truck choice like it's a matter of life and death. This isn't just another car comparison. This is about identity, loyalty, and family tradition. And honestly, this might be the most controversial video I've ever made because no matter what I say, half of you are going to absolutely lose your minds in the comments. I'm talking about the Ford F-150 versus the Chevy Silverado. America's greatest automotive war. The rivalry that never ends. For over 40 years, these two titans have been battling it out to be America's #1 truck. The F-150 has been the best-selling vehicle in America for over 4 decades. Not just best-selling truck, the best-selling vehicle, period. But the Silverado isn't far behind, and Chevy loyalists will fight you tooth and nail, defending their choice. So here's what we're doing today. I'm going to analyze both trucks in complete detail. History, performance, reliability, comfort, everything. Then I'm declaring a winner. One truck is going to come out on top, and I guarantee some of you are going to be furious about it. So buckle up, grab some popcorn, and let's settle this debate once and for all. Let's start with the reigning champion, the Ford F-150. And when I say champion, I mean it. This truck has dominated American roads like no other vehicle in history. And there's a reason for that. The F-150 didn't become America's favorite truck by accident. It earned that spot through decades of innovation, hard work, and delivering exactly what American buyers wanted. The Ford F-Series launched back in 1948. But the F-150 as we know it today really came into its own in 1975. Since then, it's been an absolute sales monster. We're talking about a truck that's been the best-selling vehicle in America for over 40 consecutive years. Think about that for a second. 40 years. That's longer than most of you watching this video have been alive. Every single year, through recessions, gas crises, changing consumer tastes, the F-150 has stayed on top. That's not luck. That's excellence. Why do Americans trust it so much? Simple. It's been there through everything. Whether you're a contractor hauling tools to a job site, a rancher moving equipment across your property, or just someone who wants a capable truck for weekend adventures, the F-150 has proven itself over and over again. It's become part of American identity. When people around the world think about America, they think about cowboys, barbecue, and Ford trucks. That's how deeply embedded this vehicle is in our culture. Ford has built that reputation through decades of consistency and innovation. And here's where it gets interesting. Ford didn't just rest on their laurels. They kept pushing. They were the first to introduce an aluminum body to reduce weight while maintaining strength. People thought they were crazy. The internet exploded with criticism. Chevy ran commercials making fun of it. But guess what? It worked. The aluminum body made the truck lighter, more fuel efficient, and more resistant to rust, all while being just as strong as steel. That's innovation. They were first with turbocharged V6 engines that deliver V8 power with better fuel economy. Again, people were skeptical. Real trucks have V8s, they said, but Ford proved them wrong. Those EcoBoost engines became some of the most popular powertrains in the lineup. They've consistently pushed the envelope on what a pickup truck can be, and that's why they've stayed on top. While other manufacturers were playing it safe, Ford was taking risks, and those risks paid off big time. Now let's talk about what's under the hood, because this is where the F-150 really shines. Ford gives you options. Lots of them. You've got 6 different engine choices, ranging from the base 3.3-liter V6 all the way up to the supercharged 5.2-liter V8 in the Raptor R. That's variety you just don't get anywhere else. Whatever your needs are, whatever your budget is, Ford has an engine that fits. But the real star of the show is the 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6. Don't let the V6 label fool you. This twin-turbo beast puts out around 400 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. Those are serious numbers. We're talking about a V6 that makes more power than most V8s from just a few years ago. It'll tow up to 14,000 pounds when properly equipped, which is more than most people will ever need. And here's the crazy part. It does all this while still delivering respectable fuel economy for a full-size truck. Then you got the 5.0-liter V8 for the traditionalists who want that classic truck rumble. It makes about 400 horsepower and can tow around 13,000 pounds. It's smooth, it's reliable, and it sounds fantastic. There's something about that V8 exhaust note that just feels right in a truck. No turbos, no hybrid systems, just good old-fashioned, naturally aspirated V8 power. Some people will never buy anything else, and I totally get it. And if you want something really special, there's a Power Boost hybrid that combines a V6 with electric motors for 430 horsepower and the ability to use your truck as a generator during power outages. That's actually pretty genius. Imagine a hurricane knocks out power to your neighborhood. While everyone else is struggling, you're running your refrigerator, charging phones, and keeping the lights on with your truck. That's real-world usefulness that goes beyond just hauling and towing. In real-world use, the F-150 is a workhorse. Acceleration is strong across the board. The EcoBoost engines deliver power exactly when you need it, especially when merging onto highways or passing slower traffic. That turbo boost kicks in, and suddenly you're moving with authority. The towing capacity is excellent, and the truck feels planted and stable even when you're hauling heavy loads. You don't get that sketchy, tail-wagging feeling that some trucks give you when you're pulling a trailer. Ford has really dialed in the suspension to balance work capability with everyday drivability. Step inside an F-150 and you'll immediately notice that Ford has put serious effort into making this feel like a premium vehicle, not just a work truck. The higher trim levels like Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum are legitimately luxurious. I'm talking leather that rivals luxury SUVs, with trim, massaging seats, the whole 9 yards. This isn't your grandpa's F-150 with vinyl seats and rubber floor mats. This is a truck you can take to a fancy restaurant and not feel out of place. The cabin is spacious with plenty of headroom and legroom in both rows. Even tall passengers in the back seat have room to stretch out. The seats are comfortable for long drives, and the higher trims get leather that's soft and well-stitched. The dashboard layout is intuitive with physical buttons for key functions, which is way better than burying everything in touchscreens. When you're wearing gloves or try to adjust something while driving, you appreciate having actual buttons you can feel. Speaking of screens, Ford's SYNC4 infotainment system is one of the best in the business. It's responsive, the graphics are sharp, and it's easy to learn. You don't need to read a manual to figure out how to pair your phone or change the radio station. You get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the available 12-inch touchscreen is massive and clear. Everything is right there at your fingertips. Ford also offers a clever fold flat gear shifter that opens up the center console to create a workspace. You can literally use your truck as a mobile office, which is perfect for contractors or anyone who needs to work on the go. Spread out blueprints, set up a laptop, eat lunch. It's one of those features that seems simple, but makes a huge difference in daily use. The ride quality is surprisingly refined. Ford has done an excellent job isolating road noise and vibration. On smooth highways, it's quiet and comfortable. You can have a conversation at normal volume without shouting over road noise. Even on rougher roads, it doesn't beat you up like trucks used to. This is a truck you can daily drive without any issues. Your back won't hurt after a long commute, and you won't arrive at your destination feeling exhausted. Here's where things get interesting. The F-150 has a solid reputation for reliability, but it's not perfect, and I'm going to be honest with you about this. Ford's EcoBoost engines have been around long enough now that we know they can go the distance if you maintain them properly. Regular oil changes are critical, especially if you're towing or working the truck hard. Skip maintenance, and these turbocharged engines will punish you. But take care of them, and they'll easily go over 200,000 miles. The aluminum body is controversial among some truck buyers, but it's proven to be durable and rust-resistant. Here in the Rust Belt, that's a huge advantage. Steel trucks from 10 years ago are already showing serious corrosion. The aluminum F-150s are holding up much better. Ford's build quality has improved significantly over the years, and the latest F-150s feel solid and well-assembled. Panel gaps are tight, doors close with solid thunk, And you don't hear squeaks and rattles over rough roads. Parts availability is excellent because these trucks are everywhere. Any mechanic can work on an F-150, and parts are competitively priced because of the massive aftermarket support. If something breaks, you won't have trouble finding what you need. You can walk into any AutoZone or O'Reilly's in America, and they'll have F-150 parts in stock. Try doing that with some other trucks. Long-term durability is strong. You see F-150s with 200,000 miles still running strong all the time. I personally know guys with over 300,000 miles on their EcoBoost engines, still towing trailers every week. The key is maintenance. Take care of it, and it'll take care of you. Neglect it, and you'll have problems. That's true of any vehicle, but especially true of modern turbocharged engines. Let's break down the major strengths of the F-150. First, the engine variety is unmatched. You can get exactly the powertrain you want. Whether you need maximum towing, best fuel economy, or traditional V8 power, Ford has you covered. Second, the aluminum body means better fuel economy and less rust. That's a real advantage that saves you money over the life of the truck. Third, the interior quality and technology are top-notch. This truck feels special inside. Fourth, resale value is excellent because demand is always high. F-150s hold their value better than almost any vehicle on the market. Fifth, the aftermarket support is massive, so customization is easy. Want to lift it, lower it, add a supercharger, swap the exhaust? No problem. Sixth, it's proven itself over decades as America's workhorse. That track record means something. Now the weaknesses, because every truck has them. The aluminum body, while lighter, can be more expensive to repair after accidents. Some body shops charge more to work with aluminum. Some of the EcoBoost engines have had reliability hiccups, particularly with timing chains and turbos on earlier models. Ford has addressed most of these issues, but it's something to be aware of. The ride can feel a bit stiff in lower trims with the standard suspension. You really need to step up to higher trims to get the best ride quality. And finally, with all these high-tech features, there's more that can potentially go wrong compared to simpler trucks. More technology means more sensors, more computers, more things to potentially fail. The F-150 is perfect for someone who wants the best all-around truck on the market. If you need serious towing capability, excellent interior comfort, and the latest technology, this is your truck. It's ideal for people who use their truck for work during the week, but also want something comfortable and refined for family duty on the weekends. Take the kids to school on Monday. Haul a trailer full of equipment on Tuesday. Go on a road trip on Saturday. The F-150 handles all of it without breaking a sweat. The F-150 buyer is someone who values innovation and isn't stuck in the past. They appreciate that Ford is constantly improving and evolving the truck. They want proven reliability with modern conveniences. Whether you're a contractor, outdoor enthusiast, or just someone who loves trucks, the F-150 delivers on pretty much every front. It's the safe choice, the smart choice, and honestly, it's the choice that most Americans make year after year. Now let's talk about the challenger, the Chevrolet Silverado. And make no mistake, this is a serious contender that gives the F-150 a run for its money in every category. The Silverado isn't number 2 in sales because it's a bad truck. It's number 2 because it's going up against the most dominant vehicle in American automotive history. But in a lot of ways, the Silverado might actually be the better truck for certain buyers. The Silverado name debuted in 1999, but Chevy's truck heritage goes back much further than that. The C and K series trucks were legendary before the Silverado name even existed. Chevrolet has been building trucks since 1918, so they know what they're doing. They've got over a century of experience building work vehicles, and that knowledge shows in the Silverado. The Silverado quickly became the second best-selling truck in America, and it's held that position consistently. Chevy has built a fiercely loyal following of truck buyers who wouldn't dream of driving anything else. Walk into any rural town in America, and you'll see Silverados everywhere. Farm trucks, ranch trucks, construction trucks. They're out there working hard every single day. These aren't garage queens or pavement princesses. These are real work trucks doing real work. Chevrolet's brand image is all about dependability and value. They position themselves as the working person's truck. No nonsense, gets the job done, doesn't break the bank. That resonates with a lot of Americans who want a capable truck without paying for luxury features they don't need. You don't need massaging seats to haul lumber, and you don't need a 12-inch touchscreen to pull a trailer. Chevy understands that and builds their trucks accordingly. The Silverado has become deeply embedded in American culture. It's the truck your dad drove, your grandfather drove, and now you drive. That generational loyalty is powerful, and it keeps Chevy competitive, even when Ford throws everything, including the kitchen sink, at the market. There are families that have been buying Chevys for 3, 4, 5 generations. That loyalty doesn't happen by accident. You earn that by building quality products that last. Chevy takes a more traditional approach to engines, and honestly, that's not a bad thing. Sometimes simple is better. You got 4 main engine choices in Silverado, and they're all proven power plants. These aren't experimental engines with improved technology. These are engines that have been tested and refined over many years. The base engine is a 2.7-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that makes 310 horsepower. Now, a 4-cylinder in a full-size truck might sound underwhelming, but this little engine is surprisingly capable. It's smooth, efficient, and has plenty of power for daily driving and light towing. If you're not hauling heavy trailers every day, this engine will do everything you need while delivering the best fuel economy in the lineup. Step up to the 5.3-liter V8, and you get classic truck performance. It makes 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque. This is the sweet spot for most buyers. It sounds great, it's reliable, and it'll tow up to 11,500 pounds, depending on configuration. This engine has been around in various forms for decades, and it's proven to be absolutely bulletproof. Mechanics love working on these engines because they're simple and parts are cheap. Then there's the 6.2-liter V8 that pumps out 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. This is the muscle option. It's quick, it's powerful, and it makes an incredible sound. Maximum towing capacity reaches about 13,300 pounds with the right setup. If you want a truck that moves like a sports car when it's unloaded, this is your engine. It's genuinely fast in a straight line. Chevy also offers a 3.0-liter Duramax turbo diesel that's perfect for people who tow frequently. It delivers massive torque and excellent fuel economy for a full-size truck. Diesel engines make sense for certain buyers, especially if you're pulling heavy trailers long distances. The fuel efficiency really adds up over thousands of miles. In real-world driving, the Silverado feels strong and capable. The V8 engines deliver smooth, linear power that's predictable and confidence-inspiring. There's no turbo lag, no weird hybrid transitions, just immediate throttle response. You press the gas and the truck goes. Simple as that. The truck handles well for its size, and the steering has good weight to it. It's not overly light and disconnected like some modern vehicles. When you're towing, the Silverado feels stable and composed. Chevy has really nailed the suspension tuning to provide a comfortable ride without sacrificing capability. The Silverado's interior has improved dramatically in recent generations. Chevy clearly listened to feedback about needing to step up their game, and they delivered. The old Silverados had interiors that felt cheap and basic. The new ones are legitimately nice, especially in higher trim levels. The cabin is roomy and comfortable with excellent visibility thanks to large windows and a commanding seating position. You sit high. You can see everything around you, and parking is easier than you'd expect for such a big truck. The seats in higher trims are supportive and well-cushioned for long drives. After 8 hours behind the wheel, you won't feel beat up. Materials quality varies by trim level, but the higher-end models like High Country feature genuinely nice leather and soft-touch materials throughout. One thing Chevy does really well is ergonomics. The controls are logically placed and easy to reach while driving. Everything just falls to hand naturally. You don't have to take your eyes off the road or stretch awkwardly to adjust the climate control or change radio stations. The gauge cluster is clear and easy to read at a glance. Information is presented in a straightforward way without being cluttered or confusing. Chevy's infotainment system has gotten much better over the years. The newer systems are responsive with crisp graphics and straightforward menus. You get wireless smartphone integration, and the available premium sound systems are excellent. The touch screens are large and easy to use, even with gloves on, which matters when you're using this as a work truck. Nothing worse than having to take your gloves off in winter just to change the radio station. Storage space is abundant with thoughtful cubbies and bins throughout the cabin. Chevy really thought about where people actually want to put their stuff. Big door pockets, a huge center console, spots for drinks, phones, wallets, everything. It's the little things that make daily life easier. The ride quality is one of the Silverado's strengths, and this is where it really shines. Chevy has tuned the suspension to provide a smooth, comfortable ride that soaks up bumps well. It feels more car-like than truck-like in the best possible way. Drive over railroad tracks or expansion joints, and the Silverado just glides over them. On long highway drives, the Silverado is relaxed and quiet. Wind and road noise are well controlled, and the cabin feels solid without squeaks or rattles. This is a truck you could drive coast to coast and arrive feeling fresh. This is where Chevy's traditional approach really pays off. The Silverado's engines, particularly the V8S, are simple and proven. The 5.3-liter V8 has been around in various forms for decades, and mechanics know these engines inside and out. There are no turbos to fail, no complex hybrid systems to go wrong. It's just a reliable, straightforward V8 that starts every time and runs forever if you change the oil. Chevy's build quality is solid. These trucks are assembled in America, and the fit and finish is good across the board. You don't see panel gaps or cheap-feeling materials in the newer Silverados. Doors close with satisfying thunk. Body panels line up properly, and paint quality is consistent. These trucks feel well-built when you interact with them daily. Parts availability is excellent because Chevrolet has dealerships everywhere, and the aftermarket support is massive. If you need something fixed, parts are easy to find and competitively priced. Any mechanic in America can work on a Silverado without issue. You're not going to hear your mechanic say he needs to order special tools or wait for parts to ship from overseas. Everything is readily available. Maintenance costs are reasonable, especially if you stick with the V8 engines. Oil changes are straightforward, and the trucks don't require any special procedures or expensive fluids. You can take it to any quick lube place or do the work yourself in your driveway. Regular maintenance intervals are typical for the class. Nothing unusual or expensive. Long-term durability is a Silverado strong point. These trucks regularly exceed 200,000 miles with proper care. The transmissions are robust, the engines are bulletproof when maintained, and the frames hold up well to corrosion and hard use. You see old Silverados still working hard on farms and construction sites all across America. Trucks with 300,000 for 100,000 miles still earning their keep. That kind of durability builds loyalty. Let's talk about what makes the Silverado great. First, the traditional V8 engines are simple, reliable, and easy to maintain. No turbos, no complexity, just proven technology. Second, the ride quality is excellent and more comfortable than many competitors. This truck is genuinely pleasant to drive every day. Third, the interior has genuinely improved and higher trims are legitimately nice. Chevy closed the gap with Ford on interior quality. Fourth, parts and service are widely available and affordable. You won't go broke maintaining this truck. Fifth, resale value is strong because of loyal demand. Silverado buyers keep coming back generation after generation. And sixth, you're getting proven technology rather than being a test case for new features. Sometimes it's good to not be the guinea pig. Now for the drawbacks, because we have to be honest. Chevy doesn't offer as many engine choices as Ford, so you have fewer options to tailor the truck exactly to your needs. 4 engines versus 6. That's a real difference. Fuel economy lags behind the F-150, especially with the V8 engines. Those big naturally aspirated V8s drink more fuel than Ford's turbocharged options. The technology, while improved, still trails Ford's latest systems. If you want cutting-edge tech, Ford is ahead. Towing capacity is slightly lower than the F-150's maximum capabilities. If you need to tow 14,000 pounds, the Silverado won't do it. And Chevy's innovation pace is slower, so you don't get cutting-edge features as quickly. Ford tends to introduce new technology first. The Silverado is perfect for someone who values reliability and simplicity over having the absolute latest technology. If you want a truck that's straightforward, easy to maintain, and built on proven components, this is your choice. You're not beta testing new technology. You're getting stuff that works. The Silverado buyer is someone who appreciates traditional truck values. They don't need 6-engine options or the latest hybrid technology. They want something dependable that does the job without fuss. It's ideal for people who plan to keep their truck for many years and rack up serious miles. If your plan is to drive this truck for 10 or 15 years and 300,000 miles, the Silverado makes a lot of sense. This truck appeals to buyers who want excellent ride comfort for daily driving, but still need real capability when it's time to work. If you're someone who values brand loyalty and has always driven Chevys, the Silverado won't disappoint you. It's also perfect for budget-conscious buyers who want a capable truck without paying for features they won't use. Why pay extra for stuff you don't need? All right, here we go. The moment you've been waiting for. Ford F-150 versus Chevy Silverado. Which one actually wins? I know half of you are already getting ready to argue with me in the comments, but I'm going to be completely honest based on facts and real-world experience. Let's break this down category by category. In terms of reliability, both trucks are solid, but I'm giving a slight edge to the Silverado. Those traditional V8 engines are simpler and have decades of proven durability. The 5.3-liter V8 in particular is known for going 300,000 miles without major issues. The F-150's EcoBoost engines are great, but they're more complex with turbos and more potential failure points. Turbos eventually wear out. Direct injection can cause carbon buildup. The Silverado's simpler approach wins here. Performance is where the F-150 pulls ahead. With more engine options, better towing capacity, and more advanced powertrains, including the hybrid, Ford simply offers more capability across the board. The EcoBoost engines deliver impressive power, and the overall performance envelope is wider. If you need maximum capability, Ford gives you more options to get there. Comfort is close, but the Silverado takes it. The ride quality is smoother. The suspension soaks up bumps better, and it feels more refined on daily commutes. I've driven both trucks back-to-back on the same roads, and the Silverado just rides better. The F-150 is comfortable too, but the Silverado edges it out in this category. For daily use, I'm calling this a tie. Both trucks work equally well as everyday vehicles. They're both easy to drive, park reasonably well for their size, and have comfortable interiors. You can't go wrong with either one for daily driving duties. Your commute will be pleasant in either truck. Resale value goes to the F-150. Because it's the best-selling vehicle in America, demand stays high and values hold strong. Check used truck prices, and you'll see F-150s commanding premium prices, even with high mileage. The Silverado also holds its value well, but the F-150 has a slight advantage here purely because of demand. Technology and innovation clearly belong to Ford. They're pushing the envelope with aluminum bodies, hybrid powertrains, and advanced infotainment systems. If you want the latest and greatest, Ford delivers. They're willing to take risks and try new things. So here's my final verdict. The overall winner is a Ford F-150. Now hear me out before the Chevy fans come after me. The F-150 wins because it offers the most complete package. You get excellent performance, great technology, strong reliability, and the best resale value. It's the safest choice for the widest range of buyers. If you walked into my dealership tomorrow and asked me which truck to buy, without knowing anything else about your needs, I'd point you toward the F-150. But here's the important part, and I need you to really listen to this. The Chevy Silverado is an absolutely excellent truck that many buyers will prefer, and for good reasons. If you value simplicity, proven reliability, and don't care about having cutting-edge technology, the Silverado might actually be the better choice for you personally. It rides smoother, it's easier to maintain, and it costs less to buy and own in many cases. Those are real advantages that matter to real people. The truth is both of these trucks are fantastic. They've been battling for decades because they're both genuinely excellent vehicles. You can't make a bad choice between them. It really comes down to what you personally value in a truck. Do you want innovation and the latest features? Go Ford. Do you want proven simplicity and traditional values? Go Chevy. Both will serve you well for hundreds of thousands of miles. Both have passionate, loyal followings for good reasons. So there you have it, folks. America's greatest truck war broken down completely. The Ford F-150 takes the crown as the overall winner, but the Chevy Silverado is right there pushing it every step of the way. This rivalry exists because both trucks are excellent, and that's what makes it so much fun to debate. Now I want to hear from you. Are you Team Ford or Team Chevy? What's your reasoning? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this debate going. I know some of you are going to disagree with my verdict, and that's fine. That's what makes this rivalry so entertaining. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me about your truck. Share your experiences. If you enjoyed this comparison and want to see more American truck debates, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got more epic comparisons coming your way. Maybe Ram versus GMC Sierra next? Or should we dive into the diesel truck wars? Let me know what you want to see. Thanks for watching, and remember, whether you drive a Ford or a Chevy, we're all part of the truck community. Now get out there and enjoy your ride. I'll see you in the next one.